I can't emphasize enough for people to talk bad about me, even if it's lies, even if I've never met you. Do I enjoy being the bad man? I mean, I get well paid for it. You know, son, it is what it is. There's a chain that was around Morrison's neck. I mean, these guys got millions and millions of followers on Instagram. Why are you wearing Ian Flannery's jewellery? How many people do I follow on Instagram? Not one person. For the simple reason is my mother didn't rear a sheep. You understand? If you want to look at what I'm doing on Instagram, you probably shouldn't, because it's going to piss you off. Yeah. You know, when you click on King Irish's Instagram, it's going to make you heave. You understand? Because I'm doing the things that you'll never do. I mean, if I make a phone call and tell someone, give me a few quid that I'm hungry, would you say that's active? I mean, if I call someone and say my son wants a new Gucci coat, is that active? I call that a man in need. If the cat had kittens, Ian Flannery would be the one that got her pregnant.
Of course.
You know, if I was alive when the Titanic sank, I would have built that fucking iceberg with my own bare hands.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I get the blame for everything. We're in Harrods on a Monday, Harvey Nichols on a Tuesday, and I like being here on a Wednesday for the simple reason is I fucking can. I always say staying alive. Well, that's always most important to me. A few women out there saying they got kids for Irish that I don't even know. Definitely not lay down with them. Anyone knows I got a preference when it comes to women. So these white girls that are saying they got kids for Irish, I don't eat unseasoned chicken, so you can just stay in your own lane. Do you understand? So when you're doing nothing, you see the same people and the same wars and the same thing over and over again. You're going to talk about the people who are not seeing that. You're going to talk about the people who say, have you seen he did? Have you seen he fucked? Do you know he robbed? Yes, I fucking did.
Hi guys, and welcome back to KRN-TV. We'll bring you the most exciting interviews around the world. Today we've got the channel superstar back on, the person they all love to talk about, King Irish, aka Irish the Extortionist. Here's the infamous one himself. King Irish, how are we doing, my friend? Thank you very much for the invite, and thank you very much for giving me the time.
No problem at all. You guys have come up in the world. There's all new cameras, new lighting. You've even given me my own microphone. Not that I need it, I get heard anyway, but...
Well, you certainly helped us come up in the world, my friend. So obviously what you did for the channel was obviously massive. Obviously you've got over 350,000 views on the channel. At the time only had 2,000 subscribers. You had over 65,000 hours of watch time. So I don't know if people really, it's easy to listen to a number and not take it in. 65,000 hours of watch time. You ended up having an article written for you in Sunday World, Ireland's leading paper, by Europe's leading crime reporter, Nicola Tallant, as well. Yeah. I'm sure you've had so much response off it, so many people getting in touch with you, so many podcasters, the press, interviewers, as well as fans. You know, so talk to me a little bit about the response you've had over the last 3 months since we did, because it's only 3 months since we did the first one, and it's... I
mean, when it comes to views and when it comes to all that, I mean, that's something that I don't understand. I mean, you've got to remember, I've never been on the internet before in my life till the day I met you. I always chose to stay away from that, you know. But in relation to journalists and everyone writing about me and all the criteria in the paper, that's not new to me. My face was in the paper a long time before I met you, and the reason why I sat down and spoke to you was to try and keep that away from my life, you know. Absolutely. Yeah, it's opened an awful lot more doors, but I don't mind the press in my life because they're there. Unfortunately for me, I can't shake them off. But when I'm in the park with my kids or when I'm walking my dogs, I expect to be left alone. I don't need cameras in my face, you know.
Of course, because obviously you've always been known in the streets, but now your face is actually really known to the sort of general public and all the YouTube world. You've actually become half famous through this stuff, haven't you? Through the interview, especially when you're getting articles written on you in the Sunday World and stuff like this. Did you know who Nicola Tallant was before the article was out?
No, I didn't know who Nicola Tallant was, but she's not the first crime reporter in Ireland to write about me. She's not the first crime reporter in England to write about me. I mean, they do it. Ian Flannery's name gets thrown around. I mean, if the cat had kittens, Ian Flannery would be the one that got her pregnant.
Of course.
You know, if I was alive when the Titanic sank, I would have built that fucking iceberg with my own bare hands.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I get the blame for everything, and that's it. But I embrace that. You know, I've been a long time being the bad guy.
Indeed. So
do you understand me?
Did you enjoy the response you got? You must have had hundreds of messages of people getting in touch with you. And
you know what? I got a lot of good, I got a lot of bad, but I was expecting an awful lot worse. You know, you have to remember now, since all this has gone on, I'm probably one of the only people in the UK who gets paid for being talked bad about.
Yeah.
You know, so for every bad publicity or every time somebody goes on YouTube and types a bad comment about me, it goes into my children's bank account.
Yeah, that's the way.
You know, so I can't emphasize enough for people to talk bad about me, even if it's lies, even if I've never met you. If I beat up your sister or I robbed your brother, I probably don't even know who your sister is. I don't know who your brother is, but say it. Because you have to remember that 90 pence turns into 180 pence and then turns into 360 pence and then I got another kilo around my neck. You understand me? And I don't have to sell a kilo to buy that kilo. So I'm winning every way now, and thankfully, you know, I never thought that selling my story. I sold my story to try and to live a peaceful life. I didn't think it'd end up giving me this inroad into living. I mean, as you can see, you know, this is the second time I'm invited to you.
And I've got to mention where you've invited me to today. Obviously, the location is a secret one, but people might be able to guess when they look out the windows behind you where we are, what city we may be in today. Not that you. So it's quite the location you've brought me to today.
Listen, I mean, we're in Harrods on a Monday, Harvey Nichols on a Tuesday, and I like being here on a Wednesday for the simple reason is I fucking can.
Indeed.
You know, and that's it. My mother's well catered for, my children are dressed well, so I don't want to give a fuck about anything else. You know.
And so obviously once the interview went up and people saw the numbers, I'm sure you've had so many other podcasters getting in touch with you. I'm sure you've had lots of press trying to interview you. Like, why have you not done other people's stuff? And I'm sure, like, I bet you've had every podcaster getting in touch with you in England, don't you?
The only one that's been in touch with me, and he seems to be in touch for the right reasons, is James English. Very placid guy, nice and mannerly, approaches me correctly every time. So I've contemplated going on James English. Will I? I don't know. Anybody else? Probably not. For the simple reason is, you come to my home, you come to where I am, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. But in hindsight, I don't really want to be in the public eye like that. I definitely don't need anything from it. So I've just done this one today because, as I said, I've done you a massive favour initially the first day, and here we are.
And what about the press as well? Did Nicola Tennant try and get in touch with you at all after writing an article on you? Did they actually try to do an interview on you or anything? You'd thought they would, wouldn't you?
What you have to know is I'm very difficult to get in touch with, as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you called me last month, where was I?
Yeah, Vienna.
The month before, where was I?
Different place every month.
Do you understand? So, I mean, it's...
You're a hard guy to pin down, I must say.
Yeah, well, when you live the life that I lived, I mean, you got to stay alive. I mentioned that in my first interview, so...
And so, obviously, like you say, there's going to be the other podcasters who've got in touch with stuff like this, but there's been a lot of people clickbaiting as well after the thing, which is obviously only natural when you've got the response that you got and the numbers that you generated, that people are going to try and put their name in, name in their mouth and then try and obviously jump on the back of that, ain't they?
I always say, you know, if I wasn't Ian Flannery, I would talk about Ian Flannery too. But what you have to remember is, I mean, people are probably expecting me to jump on here today and talk bad about this and bad about that. My mouth is too expensive to have anybody's name in. Do you understand me? So, I mean, and anyone that talks about me, realistically speaking, my mouth is probably brighter than the future. You understand? I mean, you had an individual mention me recently.
Yep.
You know, how many views did that individual get?
10,000.
How many did I get?
350, as we speak. And
that's 340,000 more than him. He talks about me. That guy hasn't got a passport. I'm going all around the world, looking out over the world from my own kitchen.
Well, so it's a blessing. Let them talk about it.
So let them talk. I mean, I understand. If I was in their situation, I'd be talking to.
Yeah.
So here we are, and this is what happens when you suppress people and when you go so far beyond people, especially from where I come from. Because what you have to remember is, when I come out of jail, I was in a bail hostel. And the people that are in the room here with me today will be able to tell you that. Because we ate mackerel curry on the same landing together, sharing chicken on a Sunday. So when people see me now, and it's Gucci and Prada when I go to the gym, and they're seeing all these things, you understand? It becomes to them, well, how is he doing it and I'm not? You know? And you got drug dealers who are backed around the dole on account of Ian Flannery.
Yeah.
You got drug dealers who what is it they call it? Universal credits. You know, so when you got drug dealers stood in the job centre and I'm here dripping in what you've given to me, fuck's sake, I'm going to talk about me too. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning before I give my missus a back shot. I'm going to say, the fucking Irish bastard. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, and I thrive off that. You know, I thrive off that. Do I enjoy being the bad man? I mean, I get well paid for it.
Talk about in general over the last 3 months or so. What have you been up to, Irish? Obviously, there's been lots of holidays. Looks like there's been lots of trips to the jewellers. And talk to me about what you've been up to then.
Big up EHAG Jewellers and big up the VIP Jeweller in Nottingham. One does all my heavy stuff, the other does my pendants. So
nice.
But yeah, I mean, as I say, like, life is simple now. You know, life is simple now, isn't it? You know, we train every day. I'm with my boys. We eat good food. And is there a worry? No. You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah, so you don't seem like you're short of a pound, though. So talk to me about how you're, obviously previously we've spoken about obviously making drug dealers quit. And has anything changed? What we're doing these days, is it legit? Because is King Irish gone legit yet? Or?
King Irish is financially embarrassed. I haven't 2 copper dimes to rub together. The money that the police took off me the last couple of months, I'd like to say, if they're not willing to give it back to me, give it to charity. Pick a charity of your choice and give it to charity. I mean, all I'd like is a nice Stone Island jumper and a pair of Gucci shoes, but I mean, I don't have either of those, but what can you do? It is what it is.
Absolutely.
I don't ever talk about finances. A man that talks about finances is a man that probably hasn't got a lot. You know, the proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
You know, so when I turn around and when I open my eyes, I see enough. I don't need to be talking about it, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I say, for a man who's only got a couple of coins to rub together, they must be valuable ones, you know?
I haven't got the price of a carton of milk.
Absolutely. And so talk to me about rappers asking to borrow your jewellery and stuff like this.
Listen to me. The jewellery's around my neck today. You know? That was the one that was on H.
Fucking lovely.
And this is the chain that was around Morrison's neck. I mean, these guys got millions and millions of followers on Instagram. Why are you wearing Ian Flannery's jewellery? I mean, I ain't got nothing against these people because they're doing good things. But why don't you rap about bringing your mum for a coffee or bringing your kids to the bar? Why are you always rapping about trapping this and bando that when, you understand? It's silly, really. You know, you got 500,000 followers on Instagram. The other one's got millions. What you have to remember is Hitler had millions of followers, okay? Jesus only had 12, and even one of them turned snitch. I'm happy on my own.
Of course.
You understand? How many people do I follow on Instagram? Not
0.
one person. For the simple reason is my mother didn't rear a sheep. You understand? If you want to look at what I'm doing on Instagram, you probably shouldn't because it's going to piss you off.
Yep.
You know, when you click on King Irish's Instagram, it's going to make you heave. You understand? Because I'm doing the things that you'll never do. So it's probably best just stay away.
Is there any rappers that you think that are the real deal that you look at and think?
I don't think that are the real deal. I know that are the real deal. That's Pot of Paper. Big him up.
Yep.
You know, another man, you know, talks about what he's talked about because he's done it. Always speaks highly of his grandmother, like real stuff. Fucking hell. Robbing keys off a boat and bando this and bando that. A lot of them have not seen it. And that's okay, as I said. Because nowadays they need to talk about that to get whatever else is. It's like people talking about Ian Flannery. They do that because it works. But no, I mean, I could really, really piss off a few if I got out the internet and showed who looked for my jewellery and different things, and it would embarrass an awful lot of people. You know, but it is what it is.
So last time when we spoke, you had the lovely gold bracelet around your ankle.
Oh yeah, the jewellery you can't buy.
Yeah,
So,
you still got your Gucci.
I got the Gucci bangler around my foot, look. I got more than Gucci on that foot, that's for sure, but it's there. And it ain't going anywhere, and I'm happy right now, because as I said, if the cat had kittens, I'd get the blame for getting her pregnant. So when that's there, I mean, I know where I am today, and so do they, but nobody else does. As you've seen, I mean, it was like a treasure map for you to get in here today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, Ian Flannery done last night, the police are able to tap a button and say, hold on a minute, it wasn't her Ian Flannery.
Yep.
Do you understand? So he was in his bed last night.
And so there's no date that it's going to be getting brought off your ankle?
No, they said they changed this one since the last one. They said that I took it off with baby oil and put it on my dog's collar. So they said I took it off, I squeezed it off and I put it on my dog's collar, and then there was a palaver, I had the police at the door and whatever else, but I most certainly didn't. I mean, I would never take the piss out of the law like that in any shape or form, as you can imagine. So.
Absolutely. And last time we spoke, you were banned from London.
Still banned.
Still banned? Still
banned. Luton as well, I'm banned from Luton. And it is what it is. It's a great shame because the weather is lovely. I'd love to be out sightseeing. I would love to go and see Elizabeth in Buckingham Palace, give her away from a distance, you know. But unfortunately, it can't happen at the moment.
I'm sure she'll watch the interview.
Always.
But So there are rumours still going around, your name's still popping around in the underworld. Why?
I haven't got a clue. What, in relation to me still being active?
Yeah.
I'm most certainly not. I'm most certainly not. I mean, what is active? I mean, if I make a phone call and tell someone, give me a few quid that I'm hungry, would you say that's active? I mean, if I call someone and say my son wants a new Gucci coat, is that active? I call that a man in need.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, we all know that the police have taken immense finances from me. So if I need a few quid and I ask for it, I wouldn't call that being actively involved in criminal activity in any shape or form. That's just sometimes I get a little bit stuck and I just need a few quid. So I just find out who's making a few quid and I just ask for it politely. I mean, my mother always said, if you don't ask, you don't get, so.
Absolutely. And so where are you based at the moment, Irish? Are you looking to disclose that, or is it still top secret?
Well, I could disclose that, but there'd be a queue at the door. And my life is very important to me because I'm living a very, very good one. So I don't want to disclose that, but as you said, some clever clubs will know where this is today.
Yeah, indeed. And so talk to me about legit businesses then. Have you invested in any legit businesses? Have you got interest in any legit businesses?
Yeah, the car wash reopened, but because it's Ian Flannery's, things are very, very slow.
Yeah.
They're very, very hard on me for different reasons, but it'll never be what it was. In relation to anything else, not at the moment, just due to the scrutiny that I'm on.
I think you should get involved in the jewellery business, because like I say, you're a walking billboard for the jewellery.
Yeah, well.
And you certainly got eyes on you, do you know what I mean? So it's your values and how many eyes are on you.
Yeah, I just think to myself that I like, where I am in life today, I like it. You know, being in the limelight and anything else is just not for me, so I just like the quiet life. You know, it's like anything, you gotta be ready for what's next in life. Do you understand? You need to prepare yourself. Like my good mate, my best mate, Dougie Joyce, has got a great saying. Everybody's ready for a fight till somebody gets a box in the mouth.
Yeah.
You know, big up Dougie Joyce as well. His beautiful daughter is in the world, safe and sound. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Dougie, and obviously a great
Dougie.
guy, and obviously met you through him as well. So it's it's a big
They
help.
called me last night, you know, wishing me well on today and whatever else. So.
Yeah, he's a big help. He's a proper gentleman.
Of course, and once again, Dougie Joyce is still doing it. You know, like myself, we excelled. You know, when you talk about Dougie Joyce, you talk about Ian Flannery. When you talk about Ian Flannery, you talk about Dougie Joyce. And that's the reason why, because we've excelled. And we've suppressed so many others, and people dislike that. You know, and that's what it is. But are we going to stop? Most certainly not.
Indeed. So you've still been spending plenty of time up in Manchester then with Dougie, or?
I've been in Manchester. I was in Manchester last week, Tuesday, when you called me. I was in Manny, but I mean, the media are all over me for different reasons at the minute, so it's just nice to keep my head down.
So talk to me about your plans then for the future. Like, what could people look forward to seeing King Irish doing in the future? Like you say, there's potentially a James English interview might happen, but what are you planning on doing personally yourself? Whether it be business stuff or any personal stuff you're looking to achieve?
I always say staying alive. That's always most important to me, you know. But, you know, a lot of people say to me as well, I see on Instagram and I see on different things, I get tagged in things when people see me. I ain't a monster, you know. You can say hello. You can wave at me, you know. There's so many people follow me, and then a week they message me, say, oh, I seen you last week in Manchester, I seen you last week in Brum, I seen you in the gym. It's all right to say hello. You know, I'm a placid individual, I'm very humble. At times I might not come across that character, but I most certainly am, you know. So these are the little things you have to remember. I ain't going to bite no one's head off, just say hello and no. Yeah,
but in the future, you said you're going to be making history again in the future?
Oh, wow. I don't even want to talk about that quote, you know. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It is absolutely everywhere. Obviously, I'm banned out of London at the moment, but I know there's been the painting done there. That's absolutely prestige. I don't know who's done it. Whoever has done it, just know there's a big drink there for you. Let me know who you are, where you are. But you teach history. Watch me make it. I didn't just...
Absolutely. There's a few things that obviously people picked up on the quotes from the first one. Like I say, there was the thing about the numbers, which I think was a big thing. And you spoke about, I'm one of the most talked about people in the UK. And like I say, a few people to start with, they tried to turn their nose up and stuff like this. Look at the views you've got. Absolutely incredible.
You know, it's not nice to be the most talked about individual in the UK. But I said that before these figures occurred.
Yep.
Because I knew I was. I knew opening my front door in the morning what was there. I knew going down the street what would occur. So you have to remember, I mean, there's one thing being famous and there's another thing being infamous. You know, there's a fine line, and some people are not able to cope with it. I mean, you have celebrities who are ending their own life because they're not able to be talked about. You know, I'm here asking people to talk bad about me because I get paid. You understand? I got it's little things like that. So
talk to me about good people who might have got in touch with you after you did the first interview. Like, I know you've got in touch with Ben Hatchett, real good guy.
Yeah, Ben.
Down on the coast, been through a lot. The guy has for a young man.
Ben fights on the 11th of next month. He's phoned me yesterday or the day before to say, Irish, would I be there? I most certainly will be there. For the people who say that Irish is not about and Irish doesn't be seen, I will be at that fight on the 11th of September, Ben Hatchett's fight. I'll be in the corner with him. He's training hard. I want to wish him the utmost. But Ben's a credit to himself and everyone around him. You know, and there's little things in life that people should absorb. And if you can behave like him, he's similar to myself as well. He gets a lot of bad publicity as well, but you never hear him. We don't talk bad about people. Because I got 24 hours this morning. If you take time out of that 24 hours, okay, to talk about somebody else or to sit next door and smoke a spliff that you can't afford and talk about somebody else, what you have is your time is then cut out. Then you can't go and see your mother. Then you can't go and see your kids. You can't make money. So when Irish has money next week and you don't, that's the reason why. Because you're too busy talking about what somebody else is doing. Forget about anybody else. It's like we just spoke about an individual who was talking about me. The boy hasn't got a passport. So instead of talking about me, he should be going to get one. Do you understand?
Yep.
You know, so there's little things in life. People should be looking at their own situation. Because as I said, when I come out of a bail hostel, okay, I come out of jail in the same trainers that I was in on the landing. Okay, and these are the things that people forget. You know, and the people that are in the room with me today, they were the people that were there then and that are still there now. And no matter how fucking far I get, and I'm not stopping, let's clarify that, then people are still going to be with me. You know, so there's little things like that.
And what about the response from Ireland then? Obviously, when the article's getting written about you and biggest paper out there must have been a load of people who got in touch with you from over in Ireland, about family or old childhood friends or old schoolmates and people.
I probably do, but as I said, I don't interact with Instagram in any shape or form. I know my mother's windows get cleaned now every week. I know the house was painted. I know different bits and pieces have been done for her because she's Ian Flannery's mother. Like, whatever it is, I don't know. It is what it is, but I try and do my own thing in life. I try and stay out of the way. I like to mind my own business, you know, and just live so simple and so quiet. But a lot of people don't allow you to do that. You know, a lot of people, because they've got nothing going on in their own life and they haven't been anywhere or seen anything. Do you understand me? Because I guarantee you, anyone that talks about me, they ain't ever seen the coast of Marbella. They ain't ever been around South America. Like my good mate, Leanne Charlton in Coventry. I hope she doesn't mind me mentioning her. My good friend. She's like a sister to me. She called me one day recently. She said, Irish, is everything okay? You've been beaten up. I video called her straight away. I was drinking a pina colada that I didn't even like, and I was smoking a cigar that I didn't even know how to smoke. On the beach in Marbella. I said, Leanne, I'm good. I said, don't worry. I said, people chat shit. You understand? So people have nothing to do with their lives. They wake up in the morning, you have the same four walls. We had that in jail. So when we got out of jail, we went and done something with our lives. Do you understand? So when you're doing nothing, you see the same people and the same walls and the same thing over and over again. You're going to talk about the people who are not seeing that. You're going to talk about the people who say, have you seen he did? Have you seen he fucked? Do you know he robbed? Yes, I fucking did. Do you understand? Yes, I fucking did. Do you understand? So while you're sitting in the kitchen, drinking your coffee and smoking the spliff you can't afford, remember it was me that done it. That bastard you all love to hate. You understand? Because you'll still sit beside your boyfriend and double tap my picture. And your boyfriend will still go on my Insta and say, I'd love that jumper, I would. So the pair of you are a pair of cunts. You don't need to be with each other.
Absolutely.
You need Jeremy Kyle, not Ian Flannery.
Yeah.
You understand? So it is what it is.
So most importantly, let's talk about your personal life for a little bit. You've obviously got children. They're all in good health. Is all the family in good health?
Top class. There's a few women out there saying they got kids for Irish that I don't even know. I've definitely not laid down with them. So anyone knows I got a preference when it comes to women. So these white girls that are saying they got kids for Irish, I don't eat unseasoned chicken, so you can just stay in your own lane. And anyone else, I mean, there's a lot of people, a lot of good people have stuck by me. A lot of people that knew me and that were involved with me before the media and these cameras and everything else are still there. They're the people that are important to me. You know what you have to remember? There's no blood to me in England. I do not have one family member in the UK. So anyone you see me with, whether it's a picture or whether it's in Nando's on a Thursday evening or whatever it may be, they're blood to me. They're concrete solid. What'll be in my pocket will be theirs. If they can fit into my Giuseppe's, they can wear them because they're mine. You understand? The pictures on my walls at home, them people are in it for a reason. So it's amazing what you build in life. You know, finances are only a very small minute of what you need in life. You know, because money can only buy you a certain amount. You know? Absolutely.
So earlier you mentioned what a hard person you are to get hold of, and I could vouch for this myself.
Yeah.
In being one of the people who knows you, one of your close people. And so talk to me about, there's going to be people out there who've got opportunities for you, whether they're business related or just want to get in touch with you about how can they get in touch with you? Obviously, they've got the Instagram there. Can they reach out to you through that? Will you get back to people?
Yeah, they can reach out to me on Instagram. You might have to do it 2 times, you might have to do it 3 times, you might have to do it 33 times. Like, I am difficult to get in touch with. And as you see on Instagram, how often do I post? Once every 3 months?
Yep.
You know, so it most certainly is difficult to get in touch with me. But if I know you're coming for the good reasons, like you see me on Sunday, I gave away 42 bunches of flowers to single mothers. What the fuck was I thinking? Like, so I rang my florist in the morning, yeah? I normally speak to her on Mother's Day and fucking Valentine's Day if I'm involved with someone. And she said, oh, I shut at 6. I said, no, not today. I said, tell me what the figure is. I said, I'm all over the country. I got 2 drivers on. And that day I interacted with social media for the simple reason is I put up, I said something like Ian Flannery would say, if your boyfriend is up in the club with his mate's Gucci belt on and you're at home feeding the pitney, just know there's a bunch of flowers here for you today. Know that somebody's thinking highly of you. Fuck me, the thing went off. You know, everyone wanted a bunch of flowers. I think they thought I was delivering them myself. No, I didn't come with the bunch. You understand? So, no, but it's a nice gesture, you know what I'm saying? So,
King Irish out here doing good deeds and charitable work these days.
There you go. You know, think of how many bunches of flowers I could have bought for single mothers and my own mother if the police gave me back what was mine. You know, I got blisters on my hands from working for that money. Jesus.
Yeah, so you're working hard, labouring these days, are you, on the sites?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I bet. So, talk to me about you. So obviously, like you say, you've got no blood family in this country, but you've got a lot of tight circle around you who you regard as your family. Do you want to shout out any of these people today?
No, my company is very much in the dark. As you see, there's a lot of them here today. But, you know, they're not people that want to be in the media, but they're very, very good people in every single aspect. And they're important to me, and they know that. And, you know, you see them with me when I'm in the gym in the morning, they're there with me, cooking in the yard in the evening, they're there with me, whatever else it is. But, you know, like, it's funny, recently, I'm 29 years old and I made a will recently. And my solicitor said, I made a joke, he said, why don't you leave your teeth, a tooth, to every single friend you've got? And I said, oh, that's a good idea, but I don't have 28 friends. And then he said, why don't you leave a tooth to every single person that hates you to remind me of them every single day? I said, I've only got 28 teeth. So I didn't have enough for the haters, and I didn't have enough friends for, do you understand? So that's the difference. My friends are my friends, they're solid. I don't need anybody else. Like we say, I don't follow anybody else on Instagram, because I'm not worried about what anybody else is doing it. That's why I'm doing it. Because if I have to be distracted or embraced in what somebody else is doing, it's gonna take from my 24 hours. So.
Absolutely. So is there any other topics that we haven't touched on today, Irish, that you think need to be mentioned?
Not for me, you know. I would ask people to try and leave, you know, there's certain things that need to be left out. I mean, I didn't come on here today to talk about anybody else, you know, and do I need to? Most certainly not. My life is flowing exactly how it needs to flow, like the river behind us. You know, everyone's in good health, everyone's in good state. And I just come out here today just to kind of let everyone know that everything is running smoothly. And I hope that things are running good for everybody else too. If you've got £1 million and I've got 900,000, I'm pleased for you. I'm glad to see you doing well, you know. But just know they're Mickey Mouse things in life. You know, I'm trying to be the best version of myself on a daily basis. I would like people to allow me to be that man, you know. But with the life I've lived and the damage that I've done, and there's a pretty big trail of destruction left behind. But that's where I'm trying to leave it, you know.
So all the troubles in the past for you then, you won't be seeing the inside of a cell again at any point, Irish?
No, most certainly not. I mean, you know, drug dealers have an awful lot to say, haven't they, about Ian Flannery done this or Ian Flannery done that. What you have to remember is you weren't thinking about that when you were selling drugs to a school uniform. Or when she was pushing a pushchair with 4 kids running behind her, you still took her 40 quid for that bag of coke. You know? And now as well, I get a few, especially one in Coventry. He's always messaging me, Irish, can I have my money? Like, he messages me on a nice basis, can I have my money back? What do you want me to do? What do you think I'm gonna arrive and give it back to you, bro? No, it's mine, I took it, I'm keeping it. You understand?
Crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So how did you acquire that from doing wrong? And then I came and took it from you, that's life. You know, so.
So you still got the drug dealers scared then?
They have a line of coke at the weekend or have a pint and leave the Devonshire Arms, go across the road and then say, oh, Irish, we'll message Irish now. It is what it is, and you just have to learn to deal with that. As I said, I don't acknowledge anything. I like to just do my own thing quietly, but I don't leave it there.
Absolutely. So maybe you've got a message for people then. The best thing to do is ignore the trolls, ignore the haters. Don't give them ammunition, don't throw fuel on the fire.
I need them. You know, I'm living a legitimate life right now. So if people start talking good about me, I'm going to have to go back to criminality.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to give me a job in Aldi. Do you understand? So what you have to remember is, when people are talking bad about me, please continue to do it. I love being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because the bad guy is getting paid. And he don't even have to do anything wrong. I can get into bed tonight, you know, go San Carlos and eat some lobster. And when I come home, I'm paid again because you people have got to talk bad about me. And that's fine. Continue to do it, please. I can't emphasize enough how important you people are to me.
So the most important thing we haven't yet to mention is you said you wanted to dedicate today's interview to someone. Do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing, because so many people talk about problems in life. So many people make it their business to talk about me in life. So many people take time out of their day to do the injustice and do the wrong things. But I always give a shout out to somebody. Last time was Sam Walker, a great guy. I got great backlash from that. But this message is for Ashley Kane's beautiful daughter, Azalea, who lost her life, who was given the hardest fight ever known to any little baby. And for us looking in from the outside, I mean, I only ever seen that little baby glowing. She only ever was smiling in a picture, and she brought the whole wide world together. The whole world is arguing, shooting each other and killing each other and bombing each other and doing whatever you're doing. Have you ever seen such a small individual with such a big heart and such a big hope to bring the whole wide world together? I've never seen it, and I don't think I will ever see it again. And for her mum and her dad, they should be so proud. And I pray to God that God gives her the best bed in heaven, because she deserves it. She needs a big queen's bed, and I hope to God she's up there looking down on us all.
Well, rest in peace, and thoughts go out to Ashley and his partner.
Of course.
Well, I'd like to thank you for today's opportunity and inviting me here again, and I'd also like to thank you again for obviously what you've done for the channel. Obviously you've helped the channel grow massively.
I hope the success continues for you. As I said, if I see people doing well in life, I want to see them doing good. Don't think that Ian Flannery is here doing well and wants you to not be doing good. If there's anybody doing good in life, I rate you. I always say, the people that I wrote to in jail, I will always hold you in high regard. Whether I see you, whether I speak to you, whatever else it is. Them people were very important to me at one time, and I want to see everybody doing well.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to where I am today from begrudging others. Yeah, I might have taken a few quid along the way, but that's life. Do you understand me? I did at the time what I had to do. Okay? So if people are doing well in life, I want to see everybody doing good. I don't want to see no injustice being done. As I said, I get paid for being talked bad about. It's fucking marvelous. You know, but everyone should be striving for success. Everyone should be trying to work on themselves and not worry about what anybody else is doing.
Absolutely. People take note. And yeah, once again, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
I won't be doing another interview. I want to put my life back in the box it once was. I'm not involved in any form of criminal activity in any shape or form. As everyone knows, anyone that knows me knows I'm living a very peaceful life, and I'm out of the way for different reasons. But I won't be doing another interview. As I said, I'm going to give James English an interview because he's such a placid individual and he approached me so correctly. But this is not where I need to be in life. You know, people like to see me here. And I mean, whether you like to hear what I have to say or not, you still listen. Let's be honest. So I was just trying to live that quiet life, and I won't be doing another interview for that reason. This is the last you will see of me. And as for social media, I only have one. Instagram is the only platform I have. You see me on YouTube, it is not me. See me on Twitter, not me. Snapchat, Facebook, none of them will ever be me. I have one Instagram, and to be fair, that might come to an end shortly too. You know?
So guys, if you want to get in touch with him, there's only that one Instagram, and do it before it gets taken down, or he decides to take it down for whatever reason.
And as you said, you know, people can always, if they're really, really in dire straits, if something's an issue, they can get in touch with you, Kay. Straight on to me, you direct with me all the time, you know. I always say, if anyone's in a bad place, I'd rather hear your story than hear you're dead. You know, it's plain and simple. I've got time on my hands, let's be honest. And a lot of it, you can come and sit here with me and watch Netflix. We're good. Okay, you always get fed well with me, don't you?
Absolutely.
And there you go.
Absolutely, he's a proper gentleman, always take care of people around him, so it's...
Don't talk good about me, don't get paid for that, man.
Like I said, much appreciated. Wish you the best of luck in the future. And hopefully a couple of years down the line you might change your mind and we can get you back on to boost the channel up some more.
Please.
So thank you very much, King Irish.
More than welcome. Cheers, boys.
Thank you, bro.